for the Kings, Wagner. The catcher, number 33, Dominic Inzilla.
We are getting things going a bit later than expected and usual here at Moody Park. The game is already underway. We welcome you here into the bottom of the third inning between the Mercer Mammoths and the South Jersey Kings. If you're a fan of offense, we would be happy to tell you you haven't missed much. We've got a 0-0 ball game, just 2 combined hits, both of which were from the Mercer Mammoths, but they're up on the mound right now and playing defense. It's Ron Kopcho out there. He just wrapped up his sophomore season at Alvernia University. He's facing off against Inzilla for the Kings. Ben Chowder joined alongside Luke Anderson here with you for the rest of today's game, as that one from Inzilla is fouled off out into left field. And Luke, based on what you've seen through the first 2.5 innings, this has been a fairly defensive game, obviously.
Yeah, the pitchers have been batters all the way and have been great contact with anything. Obviously, we've been 2 hits but not too much.
Yeah, and the Kings are known for their power hitters, but just based on what the guys have been able to accomplish in college, and we've talked about that plenty of times before, that isn't exactly the best recipe here in the ECCBL, especially at Moody Park, because that one's going to be a breaking ball, finding the outside bottom corner from Kopcho, striking out Inzilla.
From Harvard Community College, DH number 8.
So Inzilla's first plate appearance, first at-bat of the day, results in a strikeout. His second of the season, now 1 for 5 on the summer. And so as Inzilla strikes out, brings on the next man in Jack Fitzpatrick. And Fitzpatrick wrapped up his freshman season at Hartford Community College. Plenty of Hartford Community College players here in the ECCBL. We've seen there's about 4 or 5 colleges and universities that just have plenty of players all throughout the ECCBL. Some that come to mind would be Alvernia University, where Ron Kopcho is pitching from, Hartford Community College, alongside Mercer County Community College. We've seen about 4 or 5 of those guys donning the red jerseys this summer with the Mammoths. So pretty cool to see those guys. They're also spread out across the ECCBL South Division as well. It's no 2 count here on Fitzpatrick. He's 2 for 5 on the summer. One of those hits being a double. He fouls that one off back towards us. Fitzpatrick was a .245 hitter in his freshman season. Had 3 doubles and 2 home runs, totaling up with 12 RBIs. He's got no 2. Fastball's on the outside. So we'll bring up a 1-2 count here for Fitzpatrick. And looking at the man who's going against, Ron Kopcho just wrapped up his sophomore season with Alvernia University. The righty pitcher, as that one's going to be a ball. Pitched 31 innings for Alvernia this past spring. He allowed 21 earned runs and 31 hits, so 1 hit per inning pitch. He's got a 2-2 count. That one's going to be on the outside corner. Ron Kopcho looking good here in the bottom of the third. 2 batters, 2 strikeouts. Just moving through the orders. Not a single hit on the board yet for the Kings. And it brings on Frank Master.
Number 5, left fielder, Frank Master.
Yeah, it really has been. And he only had 1 strikeout coming into this inning. Now he's already up to 3. But boy, another fastball on the outside corner right there. Close to another one. That fastball is going to be outside. So he's going to bring up a 1-1 count. And as I was saying before, Kopcho, about a 6.10 earned run average in his sophomore season. That breaking balls inside for a 2-1 count. He had 34 strikeouts in those 31 innings pitched, and only 14 walks. He had a 254 batting average against. 2-1 count here for Master. Frank Master is just 1 for 6 this summer, as now he's got a 3-1 count for himself. Has yet to walk yet this year as well. 1 for 6 with 4 strikeouts, 2 of those caught looking. Capshaw just going to try and make that 3 right here. He's going to come back. He will right there, full count if that one's fouled off. Back over the Kings dugout over there on our left. So here is the 3-2 offering coming up from Capshaw, his 42nd pitch of the game. Here's a 3-2. That one's going to be high, and he'll walk the batter. His first walk of the day, so he starts off with 2 strikeouts and then gives up, rather, his first walk of the afternoon.
Second baseman.
Soon to be evening here in Ewing Township at Moody Park. He brings on Brent Williams, another man who struggled so far this summer, just 1 for 11. Breaking ball's going to be too high, bring up a 1-0 count. Williams just wrapped up his freshman season at Goldie Beacom. Can safely say he's the only player from Goldie Beacom here in the ECCBL. Was a 306 hitter for them. This past spring was a 783 OPS. That one's popped up all the way out to center field, making the easy catches Ryan Muller, and just like that, 4 up, 3 down for Ron Capshaw in the bottom of the 3rd. Reminder, this is the first inning you're joining us for, but this game is nearing the halfway point already. Through 3, it's all tied up, and the Mammoths are still the only one with a hit on the board. They've got 2, but nothing to show for it. 0-0 ball game heading into the 4th.
Hi, my name is Dr. Philip Glassner. I'm a hip and knee replacement specialist at Mid-Jersey Orthopedics. We're a multi-specialty orthopedic practice with offices in Flemington, Bridgewater, and Washington, New Jersey. We have 18 fellowship-trained specialists to take care of you from your neck down to your toes. We offer conservative management such as bracing, therapy, and injections through surgical interventions as well. Our goal is to keep you active and healthy and get you back in the game. We also offer on-site digital x-ray as well as MRI. We have evening and Saturday morning office hours to assist with convenient appointment times, as well as having walk-in appointments available. Call us or visit our website at midjerseyorthopedics.com so we can help you to live life better.
Welcome you back here, top of the 4th. And it's back up at the plate. Got a 1-1 count to start things off. Ball's fouled off, so it's going to bring up a 1-2. Jack Hughes, the righty hitter up at the plate, is 0 for 1 today. That was his first at-bat this summer in the ECCBL. Ball's going to be outside of the fastball, too low and away for a 2-2 count. Jack Hughes just wrapped up his sophomore season at Lackawanna College. He was an incredible 433 hitter for them, and now he's got his first hit in the ECCBL this summer. Right up the middle, Williams and Petrick couldn't get there. Goes out to center field, the ground ball single for Jack Hughes. Getting things going and getting that momentum going that he had from the spring here in the summer at Ewing Township's Moody Park.
Joey Sakaro.
That's what I was saying, a 433 hitter with an over 1,300 OPS this spring for Lackawanna. Easily their best hitter on the lineup. So move over to another Region 19 player, and Joey Sikora from Mercer County College. Sikora already with a hit today, one of 2 Mammoths players. Used to be one of 2, now is one of 3 with Hughes on first thanks to his ground Ball single up the middle. Breaking ball makes it an 0-1 count to start things off. Socorro just 3 for 13 on the summer, including his hit earlier today. Breaking ball, grounder right over to Pedro, looking for the double play, would be the Kings, and they get it quite easily. Stefano stretching out to make the grab at first, and just like that, 2 are down for the Mammoths.
Number 19, right fielder Zanichi, Steve.
And that's just brutal, Luke. I mean, you get some momentum going, get a guy his first hit on the summer, and then it's all just washed away with a ground ball that was maybe 4 feet to the left of what Martin just had before, or Hughes rather, just had before Socorro. So it brings on Zanichi Steve. He's 0 for 1 today. Puts him at 3 and 10, 3 for 10 on the summer. It was an over 430 hitter in the senior season at Jackson Memorial. This one's grounded and it gets past Stefano and is out into right field. It was a hard hit ball over to Stefano at first base, but a one that he should have gotten. So the error will put Steve on first, and the inning continues for the Mercer Mammoths.
Number 44, left fielder.
Boy, that's a tough play for Enrico
Mackenzie.
Tefano to make over there at first.
Yeah, no, Moody Park bounces always have some trouble. Gotta read those. Gotta try to read those outside. Hit his glove.
Yeah, worst case scenario with those is you stop the ball in front of you and you still can make the play. So surely with those 2 outcomes, either you stop with your glove or you stop with your body. One of them has to be an error. Can he make up for it though? Tefano gets the fly ball right over to him. The infield fly from Torrin McKenzie. And now we will end off the inning. So 2 runners got on for the Mammoths, but there was nothing to it, just like you've seen all throughout today. Heading into the bottom of the 4th, a 0-0 ball game. You're at Moody Park.
1 left after 3.
Welcome back here, bottom of the 4th.
Number 24.
How about the plate real quick with Zach Maxwell, and on the very first pitch, he launched it out into right field. Pretty easily making the play. Was Zanichi Steve out there for the Mammoths. So the first out already on the board here in the bottom of the 4th as we move on to Enrico Tefano. Tefano Stefano had an eventful top of the fourth inning over there at first base, had that grounder that went right past his glove, made contact with his glove as well, but it still earned him in the air. And then on the very next at-bat is a pop-up that he's able to track down and end off the inning. Breaking ball, a couple of breaking balls in the outside corner where Ron Copcho was looking good. His 50th pitch coming up here. He's got no 2 count against Stefano. Stefano 0 for 1 today, 4 for 10 on the summer. Swing and a miss there, make that 4 for 11. He absolutely is, and he's already, or I should say only 50 pitches in.
Number 1.
Looks like he's about to end off his 4th inning of work. Ron Copcho looking really, really solid. Enrico Tefano was a guy that was looking really, really solid as well. His first strikeout swing of the summer.
Another guy looking solid is Eric Martin. 3 for 5 yesterday, 2 days ago in his Kings debut, and looking to keep that up here tonight.
Yeah, 3 for 5. Yeah, 3 for 5 with just 1 strikeout. Was a 351 hitter for Rider University in his junior season. That was 2nd best on the team as well. Made the MAAC All-Academic and All-Championship team, and was 12 for 19 in the MAAC tournament before losing to Fairfield in the championship. He's got a 1-2 count after that swing and a miss. Hartman does. 0 for 1 today. Could be a quick inning for Ron Copcho. That was just barely fouled off. Hartman put a ball in play earlier before getting out at first. He's got a 2-2 count with 2 outs on the board and no one on. 2-2. It's fouled off to the side. Two pitches low and away, bring up a full count here. It absolutely is. So he fouls that one off over us and into the parking lot. 3-2 counts remain. Here's the offer. That one popped out into right field. Steve tracking it down, and Steve crouching down to make the grab. Misjudged it just a little bit, overestimated it, but regardless, he makes the grab. And it's a 3-up, 3-down inning for Ron Copcho, who isn't even 60 pitches into his stint yet. He is looking good. So are the Mammoths, but defensively speaking, so are the Kings. We'll see if they can keep it going, or if the Mammoths can finally drive in the first run of the day here at Moody Park when we come back in the 5th inning. And you know, Luke, the other day we were able to do some pretty cool stuff here at Moody Park. We were able to toss a GoPro on the helmet of one of our players, and in the form of Eddie Appolina, to the GoPro on him, and he did some pretty cool stuff out there on the field with the bat in his hand. So let's take a quick look at how that went with Eddie Appolina's helmet cam.
Come on. Oh, yeah, there we go. And it's on video. Come on. I needed that. Yeah, they wanted me to test it out, and now that moment is recorded forever.
Welcome you back here in the top of the 5th. It's a nothing ball game. We hope you enjoyed our little innovative helmet cam right there. Eddie Appolina obviously getting the double, lining one out into left field. It's just pretty cool, you know, like just being able to get a kind of a first-person camera. Looks like a video game almost out there, where you see him tapping the bat on the plate and then getting his double. You're huffing and puffing as he rounds first, heads over to second. So some pretty cool stuff we're doing over here.
Yeah, no, we lucked out too. Being able to put the ball in play and make 2 out of it.
You can't imagine. Would have been as cool had he had maybe a 3 or 4 pitch strikeout, and you just hear the curses as he just heads down, walking back to his own dugout. So we'll just say we're happy for Eddie Appolina's skills down there in the batter's box, that he was able to get himself ahead, to get himself a double regardless too. So some cool stuff that Eddie Appolina was able to do for us, and hopefully we can do it some more coming up in the future. Chris Babkowski gets a 4-pitch walk right there and is on first for the Mammoths. Up at the plate now is Aldo Pigman, who has wrapped up his freshman season at Kean University, standing at just 5'7", 145 from South Plainfield, New Jersey. Pigman pitched 6 2/3 innings. He allowed 9 hits, but only 1 earned run in those 6.2 innings, but allowed 8 total runs while he was on the mound. So some interesting play out of Pigna and the Kean defense, I suppose you could say, when he was on the mound this past spring in his freshman season. But regardless, all in all, 1.35 ERA in your freshman season is nothing to scoff about. It's a 2-1 count on Heffernan. Breaking ball is going to be high, yeah, so 9 pitches, 2 walks is not exactly ideal, and here comes the mound visit from the Kings. So it might be, I mean, of course it is only the 6 2/3 innings pitch, but maybe one of the wildest pitcher stat lines you could possibly see it. Allowing a 360 batting average, allowed 8 runs and 9 hits, but still has a 1.35 ERA. Some pretty wild stuff from Pigman, who currently has 2 on due to 2 walks and just 9 pitches. No outs on the board to show for it. Dom Bizzoni is up at the plate, trying to get on 3rd straight Mammoths player.
Number 34, the EH, Dom Bizzoni.
He walked in his first plate appearance today. His 3rd of the summer. He's 3 for 12 when at the plate. His first offering is a fastball too high. So a 1-0 count. The Mammoths are coming off that massive 9-0 win over the Capitals just a couple days ago. Meanwhile, the Kings are coming off another massive, you could say, 10-2 loss to the Generals just a couple days ago on Monday.
Yeah, opposite performances for the 2 teams. One team stayed hot in the whole game, had runs on the 7th inning, and the other until late inning.
It's a 3-0 count to start off for Bizzoni here. 12 pitches, 11 balls so far for Pigna. Desperate to come back here. If you're Bizzoni, you're not swinging at whatever this is. And, well, you would have thought it was the right decision. That fastball they're going to say is in there. To make it a 3-1 count. Bizzoni not exactly pleased about that, not really showing it too much, but you can understand it from up here. Breaking ball is going to find the outside corner, though, so all of a sudden it's a 3-2 count here for Dom Bizzoni. Here is the offering from Pigman. Breaking ball is going to be outside, and despite fighting back and maybe looking a bit better than the first 2 at-bats, it's the same result. 3 runners on, all 2 walks
3, third baseman,
here for the Mammoths.
Magliozzo.
So if you're Dom Bizzoni in that situation, you've got to say that 3-0 pitch, you're not swinging on regardless. But that 3-1 was a breaking ball, and you wonder if he had a predisposed notion where he wasn't going to swing regardless, or if maybe he just saw it and thought it was going to be outside.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be surprised if his coaches haven't been involved that other pitchers do. Obviously, looking for something. It's got to be perfect when you swing 3
I was going to say just that. You just watch those two first at-bats, and you could even go in there thinking, no matter what I see on the first pitch or the seventh pitch, I'm not swinging regardless. With how Pigna has been looking. He's got a 1-1 count here against TJ Maglioso. He's looking to get on base for the first time today. Maglioso struck out in his first at-bat. He's got a 2-1 count right here. He's 2 for 10 on the summer with 4 strikeouts. Not exactly the ideal start. He grounds this one. Williams looking for the double play. They'll get it. Great stretch. Right there by the first baseman, Tafano. Williams to Pedrick. Pedrick to Tafano. 2 outs are on the board. But all the way there on third base
Number 1
is Heffernan.
Fielder Ray
That
Mulhern.
run did score as well. Babkowski able to come home, and the Mammoths finally putting the first run on the board as they lead 1-0. First good pitch coming up here for Ray Mulhern. Able to put a ball in play in his first at-bat. Does so here as well, but Williams is going to track it down. Make the flashy throw over to first base, and only 1 run is allowed from the Kings.
For the Mammoths in the
But
fifth,
regardless,
1 run,
every run
no
is a
hits,
huge one,
there are no
especially in a
errors,
game
and
like
1
this.
left. After
Mercer
4.5, the Mammoths
leading
1,
1-0
the Kings
over the
nothing.
Kings as we head into the bottom of the 5th, and we'll see you there. Welcome you back here in the bottom of the 5th. Ron Kopcho still out there for the Mammoths, and of course he would be. Has been stellar so far today. Not a single hit allowed. We're going to say that quiet so he doesn't hear us out there. Danny Scullion is up at the plate, the righty hitter for the Kings. Starts off with a 2-0 count. Danny Scullion has had a rough start to the summer. He's just 1 for 10, including his first at-bat today, where he struck out, but this time he's looking pretty good. So yeah, 3-0 count after that one was low and away. So here's Kopcho going to try and battle back in this at-bat here. That one's right down the middle, fastball, meatball, whatever you want to call it. It's a 3-1 count. Kopcho a little over 60 pitches here in his 5th inning of work. The 3-1 pitch is a fastball low and too far inside as well. So Scullion will get on base for the first time today, and just the 3rd time this season. Well, 3rd time this season due to either a walk or a hit. He does have one time where he reached on error and another time where he got on base due to a fielder's choice. But 3rd time if you're looking at his on-base percentage. As we move on to Andrew Pedrick, the lefty hitter. Bats lefty, throws righty. He's 1 for 5 this summer. Put a ball in play in his first at-bat. And we're going to get a mound visit here from Chris Babkowski over to his pitcher, Ron Kopcho, who now has 5 balls through his first 6 pitches this inning. Saw something similar out of Pigna in the top of the 5th. Of course, Kopcho, this his 5th inning of work, not his first time we're seeing him. But still, just making sure his pitcher's okay was Chris Babkowski right there. Here's the 1-0 to Pedrick. Oh, fastball low and inside. Kopcho shaking off the arm. There is a man warming up out there for the Mammoths. 2-0, he's going to loft that one over to Hughes. Didn't put much mustard on that. Was just hoping that he was going to catch Scullion racing off over there to second base. Scullion at 6'2", 245. Got to be curious how many bases he really is going to be stealing, as that fastball is going to be too far inside. So Ron Kopcho sort of suffering the 5th inning curse, it seems, where the strike zone has shrunk minimally for both these pitchers. 3-0. It's going to be a fastball, meatball, just like he had for Scullion inside there, right down the middle. It's going to bring up a 3-1 count. Will it be the same result where he throws the walk right here, or can he keep battling? We'll see. Kopcho. Swing and a miss there from Pedrick. Brings up the full count. This could be big for Kopcho to get back on track to what we've seen from him in the first 4 innings. Here's the 3-2 offering, and it's high, and 2 runners are on thanks to a walk. No mound visit just yet. And Luke, I'm curious for you, at what point would you pull Kopcho out of this game? He's 70 pitches into his stint. There's someone warming up. You got to assume that they're warm by now. Probably been warming up for the past 2 innings now. So Kopcho with 2 runners on thanks to 2 walks. Is one more walk going to do it, or do you have a little more wiggle room, a little bit of a longer leash on him?
Yeah, I think you obviously would hate to see a 3rd walk right here, but I think you give him a little extra wiggle room. Try and see what he can do. Get hopefully at least 1 out in this inning before you go to your reliever.
Well, he's already looking pretty close to that. He's got a 0-2 count after that swing and a miss on Derek Poole. Poole, who's 0 for 6 on the summer, 0 for 1 today. Here's the 0-2 offering. Swing and a miss there from Poole as well. So Derek Poole, although he's now 0 for 7 on the summer, that's his first strikeout
Number 33.
here in the ECCBL. So the first out finally had, and like Luke said, that gives a bit of a longer leash on Ron Kopcho, who is likely playing his final inning. But regardless, you want to see him finish it out if you're the Mammoths. First pitch, breaking ball. They're going to say it caught the bottom right corner, so that's a gorgeous pitch from Ron Kopcho.
Yeah, a lot of movement on that one.
Up at the plate is Dominic Anzilla. He's 1 for 5 on the summer. Was the first batter we saw when we went live in the bottom of the 3rd, and here he is back up in the bottom of the 5th. Fastball's going to be high and inside. He's got a 2-1 count. It's 1 out on the board. 2 runners on. Kopcho going to loft over his second ball. That time to the shortstop Heffernan at second base. Open once again to catch Scullion.
Worried about Scullion out there.
He really is. Is Scullion a guy that didn't play much in his freshman season at Hartford Community College? Went just 0 for 1 with a run. So not much chances for him to show his base running in the spring. Maybe Kopcho knows something we don't. It's a 2-2 count. Fastball's going to be outside and bring up a full count. And this is a big at-bat here for both teams. If you're able to get Anzilla on, it looks like you have a great chance of tying things up if you're the Kings. And if you're the Mammoths, getting Anzilla out puts you in a pretty comfortable position to hold on to your lead. But it's going to be the 3rd walk of the inning as that one's high, nearly at Anzilla's helmet. Kopcho stays out there. Bases are loaded up with just 1 out.
Number 8, DH, Jack Fitzpatrick.
And that brings on Jack Fitzpatrick. Fastball, they're going to say is low. So it'll start off Fitzpatrick with a 1-0 count. Copcho struck him out in his first at-bat. Looking to do something very similar here, but that pitch is not going to get him closer to it. High and inside for the 2-0. And Copcho now over 80 pitches, you got to imagine. Might be coming up soon, especially with all these balls that keep coming closer and closer to the batters each time.
Yeah, no, already 20 pitches this inning. Can't expect Copcho to go too much deeper.
That fastball was low and away. It's a 3-0 count. Will he walk in the first run of the day for the Kings? Yep. He absolutely will. Breaking ball is high. We're going to get a coach visit right here from Coach Carbelli. And that should do it for Ron Copcho. An incredible day. He's got 1 earned run to his name. But, Luke, not a single hit allowed in the 5 1/3 innings pitched. So you could take it for what it is. Still an incredible day for Ron Copcho. New pitcher headed out there coming in for the Mammoths. We'll let him warm up. Looks to be Hallahan out there for Mercer. Don in the red cap and the red jersey. He's going to get his warm-ups. Say hello to his defense. And we'll see him after these few warm-up pitches. It's a 1-1 ball game here at Moody Park. The Kings just walked in their first run of the game to tie things up. And there's only 1 out on the board. Bases are still loaded. We'll see you in a bit.
Hi, my name is Dr. Philip Glassner. I'm a hip and knee replacement specialist at Mid-Jersey Orthopedics. We're a multi-specialty orthopedic practice with offices in Flemington, Bridgewater, and Washington, New Jersey. We have 18 fellowship-trained specialists to take care of you from your neck down to your toes. We offer conservative management such as bracing, therapy, and injections through surgical interventions as well. Our goal is to keep you active and healthy and get you back in the game. We also offer on-site digital x-ray as well as MRI. We have evening and Saturday morning office hours to assist with convenient appointment times, as well as having walk-in appointments available. Call us or visit our website at midjerseyorthopedics.com so we can help you to live life better.
And so, as expected, Giovanni Hallahan out there taking the mound for the Mercer Mammoths. He faces off against Frank Master, the lefty. Starts things off with a couple of fastballs outside. It's a 2-0 count. Reminder, bases loaded, 1 out on the board. Not exactly the greatest situation to be thrown into if you're Giovanni Hallahan, but we'll see how he handles it. Wrapped up his freshman season at Widener University. Finally gets that ball to find the bottom left corner for strike 1. 2-1 count here on Master. Walked in his first at bat. 2-1 here. Fouls it off to give up a 2-2 count. Hallahan pitched just 15 innings this past spring for Widener in his freshman season, allowed 17 earned runs and 22 hits. Struck out 7, walked 12. And ended things off with a 2-2 record. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball low and away. So a full count. Definitely a more favorable count for the Mammoths than what they were able to see from Copcho in the 5th inning, despite him being stellar in the first 4, as that one's going to be grounded out into left field. The RBI single brings home Pedrick, and the Kings take a 2-1 lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Not a single run scored through the first 4 innings, and now we got a 2-1 ball game, and the 5th's not even over. So just like that, Luke, A lot of offense being had by both teams.
Yeah, and I think from a Kings and Mammoths perspective, you're happier to see a single there than another walk base runner.
Yeah, because it means Hallahan is finding the strike zone at the very least, and the Kings were just taking advantage of it. You're not just throwing the ball game away by handing them each base.
Exactly.
But you got to think, although maybe the offenses and the batting are getting hotter as the game goes on, you got to think that the pitching is really the biggest reason for this 2-1 ball game we currently see ourselves in. Kopcho was obviously starting to lose his arm after pitching an incredible first 4 innings. And then Pigna came in and just wasn't able to find the strike zone whatsoever. Now out comes Giovanni Hallahan after allowing the first hit of the day for the South Jersey Kings. 1-2 count is fouled off for Brent Williams, who's 1 for 12 on the summer. As I said before, wrapped up his freshman season at Goldie Beacom. Here's the 1-2 offering, bases loaded. Breaking ball outside, bring up a 2-2 count. Master on first, Fitzpatrick on second, and Zilla on third. 2-2 a pitch. Fly ball out to center field. Mulhern is able to come all the way down, make the grab. The throw home as Zilla races in is cut off by Hughes. And the Kings take a 3-1 lead over the Mammoths. Hughes playing it safe right there. South Jersey's bats just keep on clicking.
Yeah, that's a good piece of hitting. Unfortunate that wasn't able to find some green grass, but gets the run in nonetheless, does a job.
Yeah, it looked perfect and really was going to be a blooper shot. But Mulhern raced down there and made the play.
Yeah, some of these balls today have just been hanging up in the air. I feel like put a good bat on it. Looks like it should be able to get down, and these outfielders are coming up making the play with minimal effort.
So now up at the plate is Jordan Raba. Another guy who just wrapped up his freshman season, and boy, was it a good one. He's got an 0-2 count right here, but a .429 hitter for Mercer County Community College. Led the team with that, led the team with a 1131 OPS, led the team with 19 doubles, 66 runs as he flies this one out into left field. Torrin McKenzie's going to chase it down, racing all the way towards the fences. Wasn't able to make the grab. It seemed like it dropped right at his feet, too. Might have lost it in the sun.
Yeah, no, it didn't seem like a great effort out of there from McKenzie. I don't know if he lost it up there in the air or just didn't feel like giving it his all.
Well, I don't want to say it wasn't a great effort. I mean, he was hauling over there to the fence. A bit of a lost focus or lost concentration on where the ball was. And like I said, I mean, it fell right at his feet. He had the glove up, but just completely missed by. So the 0-2 count remains here for Raba. There's 2 outs on the board. Runners on first and second. The Kings lead by 2. Breaking ball almost finds the bottom left corner. Hallahan wasn't able to do so. Brings up a 2-2. Or 1-2, rather. Raba's 0 for 2 today. Make that 1 for 3. The liner out into right center. Brings home 1. It's an RBI single for Jordan Raba that advances Master over to third. Brings home Fitzpatrick, and the Kings lead 4-1. But we don't know where this came from. But they are here. They have now tied their season total for runs scored. They scored 2 in their win. Or 3, rather, in their win against the Mammoths, and 2 against the Generals in their loss. So maybe they aren't just yet at that 5 season total run mark, but boy, they are close in just this 1 inning, bottom of the 5th.
Yeah, obviously some help from Kopcho early there. Oh, ball's going to roll to the fence.
It was a pickoff attempt. It's going to be an error on Hallahan. Raba was looking to race around. And home came Master. So now a 5-1 ball game. And now I could safely say they have tied their season total in just the bottom of the 5th inning. Enrico Tefano is up at the plate. Pops that one sky high. Pope tracking it down. or rather it's going to be Hughes making the grab and ending off a nightmare inning for the Mercer Mammoths. And it was one where they thought at the beginning of the inning that they were really in a comfortable spot, finally got their first run on the board. They were feeling good. They had Kopcho coming in the bottom of the fifth. He's been great all day. He comes in, walks 3 straight, and then Hallahan comes in, not really able to pick up the pace much, as 5 earned runs are allowed, or rather 4 earned runs with 1 extra thanks to that error near the end for Hallahan. And just like that, the Kings lead 5-1 over the Mercer Mammoths as we head in to the top of the 6th, and we'll see you there. Welcome you back here, top of the 6th. A 5-1 ball game all of a sudden. Came into the 5th, tied up at nothing, and now here we are. Up at the plate for the Mammoths is Jake Pope, who has been stellar all summer long for them. A 6'4" hitter so far for the Mammoths this season, with a double and an RBI to his name. He grounds this one over to Williams, and the second baseman is able to make the easy throw over to Enrico Tofano. So Pope now 0 for 3 on the day. Easily the worst game yet of his summer. As we move on and bring up Jack Hughes once again. Hughes is 1 for 2. One of just 3 players with a hit today so far for the Mammoths, as that breaking ball is going to be outside for ball 1. Aldo Pigna is back out there for the Kings. He allowed that 1 run in the top of the 5th, where if you were watching the first 4 innings, you might have thought, well, he just allowed the game-winning run. But no, his bats backed him up in the bottom, as that breaking ball is going to be low and away for a 2-1 count. Fastball, Hughes grounds it right past Poole at third. Goes right between his legs, and the E5 will put Jack Hughes over there on first. And boy, Luke, I mean, the errors just seem to be piling up here in these past 1.5 innings.
Yeah, no, you can only continue to blame it on the field for so much. At some point, you're just gonna have to adapt. And you saw his glove come up to his knees. You gotta keep that glove down, make that play.
And his knees, which were not at standing height either. I mean, he jumped up in the air, put his glove still at his knees, and the ball just rolled down the dirt path in between his legs. So surely not the greatest piece of fielding out there on third base, as we have an 0-1 count, make it a 1-1 on Joey Socorro, who was up at the plate.
Unfortunate for Pigna, too. Obviously, he came in, had some trouble finding the strike zone, and seemed to be getting a little bit of a groove here in this inning, and now you have a runner on first base rather than 2 outs.
We'll see if Pigna can bounce back, as this one from Socorro is out into left field. Frank Master barely has to move as he makes the grab for out number 2 this inning.
Number 19.
So Socorro is now 3 for 14, rather 15 on the stummer. And brings on Zenichi Steve. Just wrapped up his senior season at Morristown High School, heading off to LaSalle for his freshman season, as he's going to get a blooper out into left center. That'll put him on base. Nice little single to advance Hughes over to second. And Zanichi Steve is now on base for the first time today.
Number 44, left fielder, Torrin McKenzie.
The bats are working just a little bit here for the Mammoths. Nothing too crazy. Sort of what we saw from them in the top of the fifth. As Torrin McKenzie is back up to the plate. Another guy who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout today. First ball is going to be too low, bringing up a 1-0 count rather. Hughes is on second. Steve is on first with 2 outs on the board. Breaking ball outside, bring up a 2-0. Lights are slowly but surely shining brighter and brighter here at Moody Park as the sky gets dimmer and dimmer. 2-0 pitch. Swung on, fouled off. Just a slight breeze here in Ewing Township, nothing too crazy. Behind the pitcher's back. Swing and a miss there from McKenzie as it brings up a 2-2 count. With 2 runners on. Here's the 2-2 offering from Pigna. Breaking ball is going to be out into right field. Get down for the base hit. All the runners will stay. Good throw, Bo. By Hartman out in right field. Inzilla, also a great job stopping him, making sure it doesn't go anywhere. Keeps the runners on the bases. No one comes home to score. So a bases loaded situation here
16,
for Chris Babkowski. Chris Babkowski is currently the tying run with the bat in his hands. He's gotten on base twice in his 2 plate appearances today, thanks to 1 walk and 1 base hit. And he's also the Generals, or rather, the Mammoths' only run scored today. He starts off with a 1-0 count. Make that a 2-0, that one inside. Babkowski has been hit by 1 pitch so far this summer. Nearly took another one right there. That fastball is going to be finding the outside corner for a 2-1 count. With the bases loaded and 2 outs. The offering is down in the dirt for a 3-1. So things are starting to unravel here for Pigna. Of course, there was the 1 error that put Hughes on base, but regardless, it's a tough one to have to allow to come home, as that breaking ball is too far inside. Hughes plants his foot on home plate. And it's a 5-2 ball game, still in favor of the Kings. Base is still loaded, as now it's Babkowski on first, McKenzie on second, and Steve on third. And up at the plate, now with the tying run on first, Sean Heffernan looking to do some damage. Breaking ball's going to be finding the outside corner on that first pitch, though. Heffernan, his first game this summer. One in which he is 0 for 1 with a walk. He's facing out a 1-1 count as that one's in the dirt. The Mount St. Mary's commit just wrapped up his senior season at Burlington Township High School here in New Jersey. Faces a 1-1, is outside and high for a 2-1. And boy, was he a superstar for Burlington Township this past spring, a .559 average on his 68 at-bats, including 8 doubles, 3 triples, and a home run. He's facing a 3-1 count as that one's low in the dirt. And he did some good work on the mound, too, as well. Over 45 innings pitched, allowed just 20 earned runs, and struck out 56 batters. 3-1 turns into a 3-2. Fastball finds the outside. Full count, 2 outs, bases loaded here in the top of the 6th, where the Mammoths trail by 3. Off goes the runners, and the walk will make it a 5-3 ball game. Steve comes home. Heffernan gets the RBI walk, and the inning continues, but not before a mound visit for the Kings. Some things unraveling here. It looks like we are going to get a pitcher's change. Pigna is going to be wrapping up his day. As we will discover who this new pitcher is soon after the break. We'll let him get his warm-ups in. We'll find out who he is for all of you. And we'll be right back in just a little bit. You're watching ECCBL Baseball here on Jersey Baseball Nation. A Wednesday night here in Moody Park. Well, welcome you back here as we welcome Drew Costello onto the mound for the Kings in place Valdo Pigna. Costello, a rising sophomore over at Westchester University, threw just 3 2/3 innings pitched this past spring. As that one's popped up all the way sky high. Chasing it down looks to be Williams, the second baseman, and he makes the grab. So a good start for Costello, who, as we were saying, was looking good in warm-ups, Luke, and kind of proved that right there. He had the one ball to get things going, and then a fastball finding one of the corners of the strike zone has popped up sky high, and an easy play for his infielders to make.
Yep, good start from him.
Good start from Costello. We'll see if the Kings can keep it going with the bat in their hands, add on some even more runs. They had 4 scoreless innings, but now lead 5-0 when we come back. Or 5-2, rather. 5-3 when we come back in the bottom of the 6th. Boy, and I will find my words when we come back. I promise you. We'll see you. And welcome you back here. Bottom of the 6th at Moody Park, where the Mercer Mammoths trail the South Jersey Kings 5-3. Up at the plate is the lefty hitter Eric Hartman. Holding that bat up high in his stance. He's got a 2-0 count against Giovanni Hallahan. Hallahan's second inning of work. Swing and a miss there from Hartman. Brings up a 2-1 count. Fastball is going to be outside. Bring up a 3-1 now here for Hartman, looking to get on base for the first time today. Has been very, very solid this summer coming into this game. Was 3 for 5 with just 1 strikeout. 3-1's going to find the outside corner and bring up a full count. Here is the 3-2 offering from Hallahan. Swung on out into left field. McKenzie tracking it down and making the grab. Looked to be a bit outside there. You wonder if Hartman did let it go, if he'd find himself on first base thanks to a walk right now. But regardless, he swung on, made contact on the first out of the inning is had. But again, Lou, it's always a tough situation to be in, that full count. It seems like you get in your head so much about what might happen, because if you're standing there and the ball is in the strike zone, then you look like a fool, right, to all your teammates, to all your buddies, and you just let it go right by you looking. So yeah, it's tough to be in.
No, always better to be safe than sorry. Like, ball was close enough for Hartman to put his bat on it, and ended up making good contact with it, just wasn't able to find any grass.
So a new hitter out there for the Kings. In place of Danny Scullion is going to be Michael Pearson. His 5th at-bat this summer. As that one's popped up out into left field. Torrin McKenzie tracking it down and making the grab. So now 2 outs had for Giovanni Hallahan, or should I say Torrin McKenzie, so far this inning. That's a nice refresher after allowing those 5 runs in the bottom of the 5th. Here in the bottom of the 6th, they've allowed none, no runners on as well. And they've got 2 outs to show for it. Now at the plate, we go right back to Andrew Pedrick, the lefty hitter. 2 lefty hitters in a row. He's got a 1-0 count. Ball in the dirt, make that a 2-0. Pedrick was a .266 hitter at Hartford Community College in his freshman season. And 3 doubles and 1 home run. 19 RBIs to his name as well. He's got a 2-1 count as that fastball finds the bottom left corner. Using the all-orange bat. Down there to go with his purple and white uniform. Definitely making a statement as that ball's low and in the dirt to bring up a 3-1 count here for Pedrick. The 6-footer out of Woodstown, New Jersey. Has a 3-1 pitch here. He swings on it, and it goes out into right field. Gets down before Steve can get to it. So the first runner is on here for the South Jersey Kings. That's Pedrick's 2nd time on base today, 1st time with a hit. And now another pinch hitter out there for the South Jersey Kings, Tommy Diffley. Out of Salisbury University, just wrapped up his freshman season. Was a .306 hitter with a .783 OPS. Had 7 doubles and 1 homer. 34 RBIs to show for it as well, alongside his 29 runs. His first at-bat of the day, his 5th on the season. He's 0 for 4 coming into this game, still searching for his first hit. He's been on base just twice thanks to 2 walks. The 3rd game we're seeing him play in so far this summer as well. 0-1 count. Fastball outside, make it a 1-1. 6-footer out of Freehold, New Jersey. Swings and misses at that one. Breaking ball was a gorgeous one from Hallahan, and it brings up a 1-2 count. As the sun begins to set here in Ewing Township, here's the 1-2 offering, is inside. And it's 2s across the board. Number 22 up at the plate. He's got a 2-2 count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th, or if you will, the second half of the 6th inning. So here is the even 2-2 offering. It's going to be a fastball outside and bring up a full count. 1-2 turns into a 3-2 here for Hallahan. Diffley. A lot of things could happen for him here. It could be his first strikeout of the season. Still looking for his first hit as well as he fouls that one off. Pedrick was off and running to second base as well. Of course, with the full count and 2 outs on the board, why wouldn't he be? The 3-2 count remains here in the bottom of the 6th, where the Kings currently lead 5-3. Off goes Pedrick again, as this one looks like it's being flown out to Torrin McKenzie as well. Torrin McKenzie making the grab for all 3 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. He got his workout out there in left field. Hallahan, a successful inning after a bit of a rough one in the bottom of the 5th. No runs allowed there and just 1 runner on. Heading into the top of the 7th. The Mammoths back with the bat in their hands, and they trail by 2. 5-3 Kings lead when we return.
Hi, my name is Dr. Philip Glasner. I'm a hip and knee replacement specialist at Mid-Jersey Orthopedics. We're a multi-specialty orthopedic practice with offices in Flemington, Bridgewater, and Washington, New Jersey. We have 18 fellowship-trained specialists to take care of you from your neck down to your toes. We offer conservative management such as bracing, therapy, and injections through surgical interventions as well. Our goal is to keep you active and healthy and get you back in the game. We also offer on-site digital x-ray as well as MRI. We have evening and Saturday morning office hours to assist with convenient appointment times, as well as having walk-in appointments available. Call us or visit our website at midjerseyorthopedics.com so we can help you to live life better.
So a lot of changes here in the top of the 7th. For the Kings, that is, and even for the Mammoths as well, because the Mammoths have a pinch hitter out there, Tyler Huzzy, who's got a 0-2 count right now, after he swings and misses at that one. And the man who just caught that strike is Tyler Shupe, now catching for the Kings. And also first and third base have swapped. Enrico Tofano over at third. Diffley is over on first. And also one more change for you, Matthew Giuliano, who just wrapped up his freshman season at Mercer County Community College, is now in left field. And that should officially wrap up all the fielding changes for the Kings. It's a 1-2 count. Make that a 2-2 as that one's low after the previous one was high and coming right for our camera over here. Drew Costello still on the mound. Came in and threw just 2 pitches for that 1 out he needed. In the top of the 6th, of course, where 2 runs were allowed. not by him, but still on the board, and his team still only holds a 2-run lead. That's going to be a strikeout right there. It's a 3-2 count. Fastball finds the bottom right corner. Drew Costello having a pretty solid outing here in his night at Moody Park. Got a scuff ball. We're going to swap it out. Ray Mulhern up at the plate. Mulhern still looking to get on base for the first time today. He's 0 for 2. It's a 1-0 count for Mulhern. Make that a 2-0 as that fastball is outside. The Mammoths desperate to get some offense going here. They got just 3 innings to do so and 8 outs to work with. Here's the 2-0. Way outside to make it a 3-0 count. Costello looked good through his first 2 batters. Starting to lose it just a bit here against Mulhern with the hitter's count. 3-0 pitch. Ooh, fastball is going to find the bottom left corner and be in there for strike 1. 3-1 now here from Mulhern. And that fastball is going to be outside, and off goes Mulhern, taking his base for the first time today, getting on base for the first time today. First base runner as well for the Mammoths this inning. Yeah. And Jake Pope looks to be the one to advance him around, and hopefully he can get on base himself as well. He is the tying run up at the plate right here.
Some good speed on Mulhern at first, too. I wouldn't be surprised to see him in motion.
Absolutely. He's not going to have the chance here, though, as this one is flown out to Giuliano in left field. He makes the grab. Mulhern stays put at first base, and just like that, 2 outs are had for the Mercer Mammoths. Not ideal. But they just have 7 to work with now. As on comes Jack Hughes. Has been an outstanding hitter for Lackawanna in his 2 years there. Lackawanna, of course, the 12 seed in the NJCAA D2 World Series. That was held down in Enid, Oklahoma. Hughes launches this one out to left center, tracking it down is Rabba, and Rabba makes the grab. 1 runner gets on, 4 up, 3 down for the Kings, and Drew Costello up there on the mound. They are still holding strong. After that strong bottom of the 5th, they hold a 5-3 lead over the Mercer Mammoths, heading into the bottom of the 7th. It's all Kings when we come back.
44, Tyler Shupe.
Welcome me back here, bottom of the 7th. Tyler Shupe up at the plate, and Tyler Shupe starting things off quickly with a grounder over to Dom Bizzoni at third base. Bizzoni makes the throw over to first. It's a nice scoop by Hughes, and the first out is quickly had for Giovanni Hallahan and this Mammoths defense. Shupe's first at-bat of the game. He's now 0 for 4 on the season, on the summer, rather, because on this past season, this spring, he was a .324 hitter for RCSJ Cumberland. That was his sophomore season with them. He's now heading to LaSalle as a transfer for his junior campaign. But regardless, up at the plate is number 31. And that is Peter Longo. As Longo is going to foul this one off instead. It'll be grabbed by Hughes. Nice play right there by the first baseman. And a quick 2 outs on the board for the Kings, which is exactly what you want to see if you're the Mammoths, but of course those 2 runs aren't going to come when you're out there in the field. Hoping to turn this momentum in the top of the 8th. Up at the plate is Matthew Giuliano. He was thrown out there into left field prior. Is still looking for his first base of the summer. He's 0 for 5 with 3 strikeouts, 2 of which have been looking. And he's staring down an 0-2 count right here. Make that a 1-2 as that breaking ball is down and in the dirt. Not sure why I said dirt like that, but hey, we move on. You gotta spice it up, you know. You go 6 outs with no runs. You gotta make sure the people are still paying attention. They're still lively out there wherever you may be watching us from.
I have 1-2.
Thank you.
I hope that's right.
Here is the 1-2 pitch for Giuliano. Swung on and fouled off back towards the parking lot. Again, thoughts and prayers to any car that was unfortunate enough to be in that ball's path. Giuliano was just a 184 hitter for the Mercer County Vikings this past spring. That fastball is in the dirt. It's going to bring up a 2-2 count. With 2 outs on the board here in the bottom of the 7th. Wind blowing at Alejandro's back. Full count pitch coming up here. Hallahan nearing 50 on the day. 3-2, swing and a miss from Giuliano. His 4th strikeout this season. He's now 0 for 6 on the summer. Not ideal for Matthew Giuliano. Very ideal for the Mercer Mammoths. 3 up, 3 down. They're back with the bat in their hands. They trail by 2. Looking to get those 2 runs back and hopefully more when we return in the top of the 8th. Kings 5, Mammoths 3.
Hi, my name is Dr. Philip Glassner. I'm a hip and knee replacement specialist at Mid-Jersey Orthopedics. We're a multi-specialty orthopedic practice with offices in Flemington, Bridgewater, and Washington, New Jersey. We have 18 fellowship-trained specialists to take care of you from your neck down to your toes. We offer conservative management such as bracing, therapy, and injections through surgical interventions as well. Our goal is to keep you active and healthy and get you back in the game. We also offer on-site digital x-ray as well as MRI. We have evening and Saturday morning office hours to assist with convenient appointment times, as well as having walk-in appointments available. Call us or visit our website at midjerseyorthopedics.com so we can help you to live life better.
Mercer's designated hitter out there to kick off the 8th inning. Joey Socorro, another man out of Mercer County Community College, takes a breaking ball in the outside corner for an 0-1 count to start things off. Drew Costello looking dangerous right there on the mound so far. 0-1. Just gets barely past Costello and barely past the shortstop as well, Pedrick, and is out into center field. Joey Socorro getting his second hit of the day. He's 2 for 4, having himself a day for the Mercer Mammoths. 2 hits today ties his season total as well. He was 2 for 12 coming into this game. Make that 4 for 15. The fastball is low and away. Zanichi Steve up at the plate. Another man who's 1 for 3 is one of the 3 runs scored today for the Mammoths as well. 1-0 turns into a 2-0 as that fastball is once again low and away. Got the hiccups right now, Luke. Going through, I mean, I've been struggling to speak, it seems like, the entire day. Got the hiccups now. It's not my day, but it's definitely the King's day out there on the field, as this one's going to be a chopper right over to Williams. Will he make the throw to first in time? He will.
Steve hustling down there, almost beat that one out.
Zanichi Steve, like you said, was hauling, unhooked the trailer on his way over to first base, but not quite quick enough. Williams able to get that chopper over to Diffley in time for out number 1.
Left fielder, Torrin McKenzie.
So Torrin McKenzie now up at the plate. McKenzie's 1 for 3 today, 4 for 11 on the season. Was a .336 hitter for Mercer County this past spring. Headed off to Holy Family for his junior campaign next spring rather. 0-1 count turns into a 1-1. Socorro over there on second. Tying run is at the plate for the Mammoths as they trail by 2. 1-1 count with 1 out and 1 runner on. Breaking ball is finding the outside corner as the bright blue and sunny skies we had before here in Ewing Township slowly turning into the very nice sort of dim pink as the lights keep shining brighter here. Top of the 8th of this ball game. 8:30 is our current time. 1-2 count is a little too far and away for the 2-2. McKenzie has been very solid so far this summer for the Mammoths. Was very solid for the Vikings as well. He fouls that one off. 2-2 count remains. The Mammoths looking to win their second straight. The Kings looking to bounce back from a 10-2 loss to the Generals on Monday. Here's the 2-2 offering once again by Costello. Fastball high, and it'll bring up a full count. Knocking the dust off of Shupe's mitt. The wind picking up behind Costello's back. Here's a 3-2. Fastball is not going to be in there, boy. It was a good-looking one, but not good enough. Torrin McKenzie takes first. Socorro is still over there on second, and Chris Babkowski is stepping up to the plate.
Number 16, catcher Chris Babkowski.
Babkowski is 1 for 1 with a run, an RBI, and 2 walks. Quite the day for the rising sophomore out of Alvernia University. Especially considering that he was just 1 for 7 on the summer before this game, including 3 strikeouts. He's got a 1-0 count to start this at-bat off. Tying run is on first. Breaking ball is outside for a 2-0. Still only 1 out on the board as well. that fastball looked to be right down the middle. 2-1 count here for Babkowski, who was a .293 hitter. The .431 on base percentage for Alvernia this past spring in his freshman campaign, as that fastball is outside, bringing up a 3-1 count. Two-run ball game here at Moody Park in the top of the 8th. Couple of teams who had sluggish starts to the season. One team who finally got their first win of the season, and one other who was trying to bounce back from an ugly 10-2 loss. Full count here on the catcher, Babkowski. The righty hitter receives the 3-2. It's grounded over to Pedrick and hits Socorro in the foot on his way over to third. And so he will be marked out. Joey Socorro with the interference there. And boy, Luke, that is just a tough one to take, especially considering it looked to be a hit, and is why we're getting a mound visit right now, because the Kings are going to treat it as if it was a hit.
Yeah, no, that's unfortunate for Socorro. He got up in the air, too. The ball just seemed to follow his foot up there. Yeah,
so technically the fielder's choice right there for Joey Socorro. Getting a quick mound visit right here. 2 outs now on the board. Still 2 runners on. Would be 3, or maybe it would be 2, and maybe that run would have came all the way home in the form of Joey Socorro. But instead, it's 2 on, 1 in scoring position. Babkowski on first, McKenzie on second. And Sean Heffernan up at the plate. Fastball finds the outside corner for the 0-1 count.
might have worked out well for the Mammoths there, honestly. I think that ball was going to hop right into the glove of Pedrick over there for a possibility of turning 2.
You think it was? I see from what I was seeing as that breaking ball was low for the 1-1 count, it looked to me as though it might have been splitting the gap and going on to left field. I mean, of course, we'll never know thanks to the left foot of Joey Socorro.
Yeah, it's tough to tell once the ball gets up in the air like that, but
so maybe a blessing in disguise for the Mammoths, or maybe it just took away what would have been a run to bring us to within a 1-run ball game. It's a 1-2 count right here for Heffernan. Looking for his first hit of the day. He walked earlier, though. Here's the 1-2 offering from Costello. Fastball is away for the 2-2 count. It's Heffernan's first game this summer. He's got 2 walks on the day, rather. So excuse me, here's the 2-2 pitch. Breaking ball way outside. A bit wild out there from the arm of Costello, and the full count is coming up. Three-two offering is fouled off back towards us.
did they tie it up?
So the 3-2 once again. Off left arm of Costello to the righty hitter. And that righty hitter is going to get himself on base. Sean Heffernan looking for the RBI singles. Around comes McKenzie. Not in time. The throw all the way out from the center fielder, Raba, who came into right center. And just like that, it's a 1-run ball game here in the top of the 8th. And heading out there for the Mammoths is Tyler Tucker. Tyler Tucker is 0 for 5 with 1 strikeout so far this summer for the Mammoths. Drew Costello is a little over 40 pitches, and it seems to me that his day is done. New pitcher coming on for the Kings as they lead just 5-4 after holding a 4-run lead not too long ago in the bottom of the 5th. We'll let this pitcher get his reps in, and we'll be back real quick. You don't want to miss much here. ECCBO Wednesday night baseball here at Moody Park. Top of the 8th, 1-run ball game. We'll see you there.
Tucker.
So new hitter, new pitcher. Out here in the top of the 8th, where the Kings lead 5-4 over the Mercer Mammoths. Still 2 outs on the board. As our new pitcher's breaking ball goes outside. New pitcher out there is Danny Snyder. Rising junior from Stockton University. Pitched 14 innings this past spring and allowed 7 earned runs and 14 hits. Struck out 13 batters as well for a 4.50 ERA. Starts things off with a 2-0 count against Tyler Tucker, who's got his first at-bat today. Still looking to get on base for the first time this season. He's 0 for 5 with a strikeout and nothing else. No walks, no reach on errors, no fielder's choice. Searching for one of those right here. 2-0 count. Fastball's high, make it a 3-0. Has a chance to load up the bases. Chris Babkowski is the tying run over there on second. Hitter's count offering. Fastball's away. Not the ideal start from Danny Snyder as the bases are now loaded. Still 2 outs on the board, so all the rest of the inning is still in his hands.
Number 20, third baseman.
Never
Tyler
great to see
Huzzy.
the reliever come in and walk a guy 1-4 straight, but hopefully it's just an adjustment that needs to be made.
Yeah, it's always the nerves. I mean, obviously you're out there in left field throwing to no batter, and you hope that you could frame it right once the batter is in the box. Right there he did. Nice breaking ball. Finds a swing from Huzzy. Nothing to it, though. Tyler Huzzy, his second at-bat of the day, 1-0 for 1. 0-1 count here. Swing and a miss. Make it 0-2. Huzzy is firing away at that ball right now. He struck out in his first at-bat, and he's in a dangerous situation looking to do so right here. Here's the 0-2 offering from the Stockton Junior. Swing and a miss there from Huzzy. 2 at-bats, 2 strikeouts from him, and a strikeout from Snyder after walking the bases loaded. Gets the strikeout, escapes. The Kings still hold on to their lead. The Mammoths have just 3 outs to work with and 1 run to make up, at least 1 run. They got to hold it down defensively here as the Kings are back up to the plate. They lead 5-4 when we return in the bottom of the 8th. Welcome to the bottom of the 8th. It's getting going quickly here. The ground ball gets right past the second baseman. Jake Pope was not able to corral it. Brent Williams gets on via the error of Pope. And just like that, the Kings starting off in the off the right foot. And the Mammoths, I mean, that is the worst case scenario right there. Pope kicking himself after that one.
Yeah, I think the errors column has been the only thing on the scoreboard that has had at least one on it every single game this year. Obviously, we had that 0-0 game to begin this season at Moody Park, and I think we have consistently seen some errors from the fielding out here.
Yeah, not exactly the stat you hope for when watching these games, no matter who you're rooting for. But yeah, you're right. There has been at least one error in every single game here at Moody Park. I was up at the plate is Jordan Raba. Was an outstanding hitter for Mercer County. He's got a 3-0 count against Hallahan. Fastball finds the outside corner to make it a 3-1. Rob was 1 for 3 today. It was his first hit of the summer. Came into tonight's game with an 0-3 stat line as he fouls that one off, and it's a full count. Here's the 3-2 offering. Swung on, fouled off. Williams took off running for second base there. So you wonder if Hallahan will keep track of that before this next pitch comes along. Free 2, he absolutely will make the throw over to first. Nothing to it though. Williams sort of knew he used up his one chance. And of course, after it was fouled off by Raba, maybe played a bit conservative for the rest of this at-bat. Here's the 3-2 pitch. He won't. Off goes Williams, much to my chagrin, I guess, after saying that. And he finds himself on second base with the stolen base. Or rather, it was a walk the entire time. So Raba's going to take first. William will advance over to second. Boy, he hustled over there, tricked me up here. Regardless, it's 2 runners on here for the Kings, who look to add on some insurance and what they hope to be their last at-bats of the day. Bunt, nothing to it there. From Enrico Tufano. Looked like it nearly hit him, too, as he was trying to bunt.
Yeah, he was able to get the bat up there and shield off his chest. We've seen a lot of bunt attempts this season. I don't know how many have been laid down yet. I think we are struggling in that category for all these teams.
And it is sort of a lost art. I mean, when the bunt attempt is done right, I mean, it is a beautiful thing.
It is, yeah. It's nice to have that option to get the runners over. Obviously, you trust a lot of these guys to steal a base, but being able to lay down a bunt, hopefully a good enough one to not only get your runners to the next base, but get you down safely at first as well.
Fly ball out to right field. Steve is going to make the grab. Off goes Williams to third base. And the run over, Raba to second, is not going to get there in time. A great cutoff right there.
Good play
from Sean Heffernan. And just like that, 2 outs now on the board. So a great cutoff by Heffernan. Makes the easy toss over to Pope, who came over to second base. And with that, I mean, you can call that a double play. The catch, the out at second, both mean the same. Umpire's going to dust off home plate here. As the sunset has turned into dusk, and you could say has nearly turned into nighttime here in Moody Park. Nice dark skies out here in Ewing Township. Lights shining brighter than ever. Breaking ball finds the outside corner for an 0-1 count. Here against Eric Hartman. And no, not the beloved South Park character, Eric Hartman, starting with an H. H-A-R-T. As that one's out to left center and is nearly gone all the way back by the fence. Is going to bring home Williams. And Hartman gets the double, his first hit of the day. Finally, you could imagine for a guy like him. Eric Hartman, now 1 for 4 today. A guy we brought up before, a 351 hitter at Ryder this past spring, which was second best on the team. 9 doubles, 2 triples, 3 home runs, was 12 for 19 across the MAAC tournament. And he showcased that right there. Now up at the plate is Michael Pearson. Pearson's 0 for 5 this summer, including his 0 for 1 at-bat today. 1-0, swing and a miss there, makes it a 1-1. So now the Mammoths going to have to make up 2 runs when we come back in the top of the 9th. Before that happens, we're going to see if Pearson can do any more damage for the Kings. As he fouls this one off, gives himself a 1-2 count. Michael Pearson wrapped up his freshman season at St. Joseph's. Was a 182 hitter. And had just a 564 OPS. 19 walks compared to his 41 strikeouts. He's got a 1-2 count. Fastball way away and high. Brings up a 2-2. The 5'11" infielder out of Medford, New Jersey. Still looking to get on base for the first time this summer. Fouled off. Kings with just 4 hits today, but 6 runs to show for it. Meanwhile, the Mammoths with 7 runs and only 4 runs to show. 2-2, nearly grounded up the right field line. Instead, it's going to be foul, and the long at-bat continues. Hallahan nearing 70 pitches on the day. He's hoping it's not his last time on the mound this inning. He's hoping his team can make a comeback in the top of the 9th. But only time will tell. 2-2, fouled off. The 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up soon here from Hallahan. And officially his 70th pitch tonight. There it is. Grounder goes right over to Hughes. Hughes is going to have to backtrack, do a little 180, and go right back to his position on first. Making the out, but not before the Kings get 1 and add on 1 to their lead. They're up 6-4 over the Mammoths heading into the top of the 9th. 3 outs to work for it for Mercer. We'll see if they can get the job done when we return. Top of the ninth, top of the order here for the Mercer Mammoths. Ray Mulhern up at the plate. The righty hitter facing off against Snyder nearly takes one to the torso right there to start things off. Instead, it'll just be a 1-0 count. Mulhern is 0 for 2 with a walk today. Put those 2 at-bats into play, but never able to get on first successfully. He's facing down a 2-0 count here. He's now 3 for 8 on the summer with an RBI, 2 runs, and 2 walks, including 4 stolen bases as well. Definitely a dangerous base runner. Can he showcase it once more? Yep, he'll get on base right here. That ball nearly found its way into the glove of Williams, the second baseman.
Number 5, second baseman, Jake Pope.
Instead, it skips right past him. A lot of velo on that ball heading over past the second baseman, Williams. Skips right past his glove. It's going to be a single, no error on him. So Mulhern's first hit of the day. First ball to Jake Pope is a fastball outside, brings up a 1-0 count. Tyler Schuppe was able to jump up and grab that one, of course, with Mulhern, a dangerous base runner. He's the one that could make this a 1-run ball game, tying run at the plate right now. Throw over from Snyder. Boy, it was a pretty one. Got over there quickly, but once again, Mulhern is quicker.
Yeah, you got to expect Mulhern to be on his horse here again, as he is.
Off he goes. Ball is dropped by Schuppe as he's trying to make the throw over to second. And now Mulhern is in scoring position, like you said. I mean, you called it. Talking about how he's going to get on his horse, and that he did.
It's a safe play. Mulhern's a good runner, obviously, and gets not only a runner into scoring position, but takes the double play hopefully out of play for Pope here.
That would be the hope for the Mammoths. There's a 3-0 count for Pope. We talked about this situation before. Very, very likely that you don't swing this bat at all here. But Snyder has been finding the strike zone during his stint so far today. Again, it's only 13 pitches in, but he looked solid in that 8th inning. And there it is right there. The fastball finds the corner and makes it a 3-1 count. And here is the 3-1 offering. Swung on. Looks like it's going to be fair. Mulhern's going to advance to third. That's the first out he's had. So Ray Mulhern on third base. Diffley just kind of picked that one up and moved his foot maybe 6 inches to the left to make the stomp on first base. One out on the board. Pope now 0 for 5 on the day. That fastball is in there for strike one. Jack Hughes up at the plate, the righty hitter. Guy who is 1 for 4 today. Swing and a miss there, makes it an 0-2 count. Danny Snyder looking good right now. Hughes, as well as whoever the next batter may be, unless Hughes gets a hit here, is the tying run as the Mammoths trail by 2. Breaking ball, boy, it was a close one on that outside bottom corner. But instead, it's going to bring up a 1-2 count. Again, the Mammoths with just 4 hits so far today. Or the Kings with just 4 hits. The Mammoths with 8. But only 4 runs to show for it. Meanwhile, the Kings with more runs than they have hits at 6. That one fouled off. 1-2 count remains. Again, Hughes was a fantastic player for Lackawanna. A .433 hitter with an over 1,300 OPS. 1-2, fouled off. Led the team with 19 doubles and 10 home runs. 32 walks as well to his name. Just an all-around fantastic season. Currently in the transfer portal right now, searching for his next home after returning from Oklahoma for the D2 JUCO World Series. Fastball's low and away for a 2-2 count. Whatever team is getting Hughes is a lucky one. His first game this summer. He's 1 for 4. He just barely fouls that one off. Took a big hack at it. Here's a 2-2 offering from Snyder. Breaking ball just away. It was looking good for a while there, but instead it's going to bring up a full count. Big pitch here for Snyder, for Hughes, for both these teams. 3-2 count. Swing and a miss there from Hughes. Was inside and cutting out just a little bit at the very end. Hughes saw that. He swung on it, unable to make contact. And Hughes is the second out of the inning. Joey Socorro has to get on base here for the game to continue. Doesn't get much bigger than this. Joey Socorro checking himself. Eased the nerves a little bit there. He nearly swung the bat at that fairly outside breaking ball. Here's the 1-0. Swing and a miss there from Socorro was the same exact pitch he saw on that very first one, which he checked himself on. Second one, not able to hold back. Wrapped up his sophomore season at Mercer County College. Another guy who's in the transfer portal looking for his next home. Here's the 1-1. Swing and a miss there from Socorro. 3 straight breaking balls, 3 straight outside corner ones. The first one didn't fool Socorro, but shockingly the second 2 do. Can Snyder put the game away here? Leave Ray Mulhern all alone over there on third base. Fastball goes to the same spot, but the fastball isn't going to trick Socorro there. It's a 2-2 count. Joey Socorro having a fantastic day, 2 for 4 so far. Which builds off a 2 for 12 season. Swing and a miss there for Socorro, and that's the ball game. Joey Socorro, his 3rd strikeout of the summer. The Kings with their monstrous bottom of the 5th inning where they scored 5 runs, and that 5th one would end up being the game-winning one. The South Jersey Kings bounce back from their disastrous 10-2 loss to the Generals with a 6-4 win over the Mammoths, who were a team that were coming off a monstrous 9-0 win over the Capitals on Monday. And they now fall to 1-2-1. Meanwhile, the Kings are an even 2-2 on the summer. So, Luke, any final thoughts before we depart here from Moody Park? Bit of a wild game. I mean, those first 4 innings were just a pitcher's duel through and through, and that 5th inning was a blow-up offensively.
Yeah, no, it always hurts to see you come out of the game with more hits than the other team and obviously less runs. You just like to see the defense clean it up a little bit more. Obviously, the pitching, we had some walks on both sides, but too many on the other side, and ended up walking in a couple runs that kind of got the 5-run inning off to a bad start, and then obviously the 2 errors in the field.
So Wolf was going to get the win for the South Jersey Kings. Pitched 4 innings, allowed 3 hits, but not a single earned run to his name, and struck out 2 batters as well. In terms of our Toyota player of the game, a lot of names you could pick from. And Robbo went 1 for 3 with an RBI and a walk. And that probably wouldn't have to end up being our Toyota player of the game for the Kings if he had to choose a hitter. But if we're choosing the pitcher, which we would, it's got to be Wolf with those 4 innings pitched, 0 earned runs. One more time, the Kings with a 6-4 win over the Mammoths. The Kings now sit at 2-2. The Mammoths at 1-2-1. For Luke Anderson, this has been Ben Chadwick. We'll see you tomorrow night for the Battle of Trenton, the Generals and the Capitals taking on each other at 6:30. But until then, have a great night.